The woman pulled a needle out of the steak and lightly touched it to her lips. In that instant, she knew something was still missing. She poured in red wine and slowly braised the meat. After carefully plating it, the dish was complete. A famous food critic took one bite and immediately gave it high praise. But just as the woman was enjoying her success, the restaurant owner suddenly confronted her and told her she was fired. The reason was that the food critic had been hospitalized after the meal. To avoid responsibility, the restaurant not only dismissed the woman, but also held a press conference, placing all the blame squarely on her. Overnight, her reputation was destroyed. She returned home in despair, not knowing what to do next. Then, out of nowhere, she received a phone call offering her a job. With no other options left, she accepted immediately. But when she arrived, she realized the job was to cook school lunches. She turned around to leave, but the person in charge stopped her. They explained that safety mattered more than anything in school meals. If she could reduce the students' high food waste rate, all her negative reviews would be erased. The woman agreed. Once she took over, she realized how restricted everything was. Vegetables had to be temperature checked before entering the kitchen. Seasoning had to be precisely controlled, and the salt content could not exceed 2.5 grams. Even so, she still managed to make delicious food. After tasting it, the principal praised her highly, and immediately arranged for the students to eat. But strangely, the students gave the meals terrible reviews. The woman felt deeply disappointed, but she didn't give up. She humbly asked the school's cooks for advice. They told her that children's tastes are very different from adults. That realization changed everything. She went home and began endlessly refining her recipes, until she finally created dishes that met all the regulations. While still tasting great, she drafted an entirely new workflow, using time and patience to make up for the lack of seasoning. Even with very little salt, the food was still flavorful, but her plan was met with resistance. Her coworkers didn't want to prepare food in advance, and the head chef rejected her proposal outright. The students still didn't enjoy their meals, and everyone blamed it on the kids being too picky. But the woman didn't believe that. The next morning, when everyone arrived at work, they were shocked to see that all the ingredients had already been prepared. The woman calmly said that now they could cook according to her method. Seeing this, her coworkers felt ashamed. The dishes were completed on time, but when the students saw the food, they assumed it was made the old way, and refused to eat. The woman stepped forward and told them that today's lunch was made using a completely new method, and that it would definitely be delicious. Curious, the students took a bite, and immediately realized how good it was. As she listened to their praise, the woman finally smiled with pride. Meanwhile, her coworkers stood there in silence.